Hey, and welcome back to year 2 of Stormclan. I promised you guys I wouldn't stop the first year because I'm having too much fun with my silly little cats. The clan has been mostly good this year, except all the infighting among all the cats, because apparently there's not a year without at least one cat challenging the leader. There haven't been much drama with other clans. We technically was in a war, but it led nowhere with no casualties, so it was, yeah. I don't have too much to say at the start of videos, so we will jump straight up with StarClan. Starting of the year sad, Pranskit got killed by a snake at the first moon. The snake sneaking into camp while he was sleeping, and all the other cats was not that on guard that I probably should be. And what makes it a bit more painful is that the moon before the end of year 1, their mom, Rhymestripe, was playing a prank with a dead snake at the camp entrance, so she did not feel that good after this happened. He's been sad that he never got to be an apprentice with a sibling, and he has been judging Tawnypool, which makes sense since he is resenting Pranskit's mom and sister. Even though we don't have more cats in StarClan, that doesn't mean there aren't more deaths this year. A face you guys have never seen before, and that I actually never seen before, at least in game. To be honest, he was never a part of the clan. Near the end of the year, the prompt a kitty pet queen decided to leave the little with the clan was prompted, where one of the cats in the clan decided to take them in as her own. When I was checking the kid's family, it shocked me seeing a dead cat as one of the parents, and it shocked me even more as it was the dad and not the queen leaving them, which made me even more confused. Confier does seem to enjoy death, having just fun playing around and looking at the star in his belt. But the reason I drew him here was so the next cat wouldn't be that lonely. Since, sadly, Rockpath died away from the clan. He hasn't done that much the year, mostly wishing the clan well, hoping the at the time apprentices were doing good, and still hoping to hunt for his clan for at least another day. He has been moping a bit around in the Lost place. It's technically StarClan, but it's called just Lost, so I don't know what I will call this place. But thankful it seemed that Comfrey is keeping him good company. And if Comfrey watched where his kit was going, he may be able to lead Rockpath back to his clan's hunting ground in the sky. Moving up to the living cats, Warmstar didn't lose any life this year, even though, as I said, there was a war and a lot of other things happening, so she's still staying strong. She started the year visiting the nursery to check on the kits and the future of the clan, checking in on Rhymestorm at the same time since she recently lost her kit, and checking herself to make sure the walls were secured. She did have some interesting patrols. She did find a dog being dragged away from a deer carcass by their two leg with a gentle and rapid girl, and she was getting Clan kits back to the camp twice with Rhymestripe after they found them on patrol. Later on the year, she and Tawnypool smelled Clan cats on the territory. When investigation, they jumped by the sudden yowling of a cat at the top of a nearby tree, and before they can see what the cat was trying to warn them about, a dog leapt out at them, biting down on Tawnypool, but he and Warmstar managed to escape together. Warmstar did get challenged twice this year by two different cats. The first one being, unsurprisingly, Rhymestripe, but funnily enough, she called on Rhymestripe to help her punish the other cat. Still apparently being close friends with Rhymestripe, even after the numerous times she has challenged her. She did have a nightmare about a rushing river nearby that made sense when the second challenger appeared, getting a pretty bad scar on her face from them. She is making a solemn vow to protect her clanmates, even if she has a harsh way of doing it, even hurting a warrior for speaking out against her. She is trusting Larkmuscle to take care of something important at the end of the year, which we have wait to see if it leads to somewhere next year. Moving on to Larkmuscle and his mate, we have some exciting news about these two. They are kids! Tawnypool is a Seahorse dad, but they do have a rocky relationship, even getting quite a lot of dislike on each other. And it seems like they thought Kits was the best option to fix the relationship, which usually isn't the best, but it actually seemed to have worked for them. Larkmuscle has still been feeling down a lot this year, and wanting to spend a lot of time alone. With all the time, Tawnypool has been complaining negative about how he is as a deputy, and thinking that Larkmuscle is doing a terrible job. He has been purring a lot after Tawnypool's lame joke, and both of them have snuck into each other's nest at night. I feel it got better when they had the kids to focus on and not have that much time together, but I still feel their relationship is a bit toxic. He did have quite a scare on a patrol with his apprentice at the time, as they had to retrieve into a tiny mountain cave thanks to a sudden snowstorm, huddling together for warmth and thankfully not getting injured. As I mentioned, Wormstar is trusting him to take care of something important, and I'm hoping it's not too much for him to handle. Swanepoel started the year off by pulling pranks on Ramsheim, the same moon her kid died. She is mourning her dead kid, my guy. His hatred and jealousy toward Ramsheim has been high this year, seeing Ramsheim get all the praise and attention from the leader that he had hoped for himself, selling jealous glares toward Ramsheim from the nursery when she was picked for patrol. He never felt ready for parenthood and was longing for the warrior life again and not to be tied down to the nursery, even if he loves his kids. Hearing Larkmaster spread a hurtful rumor of him didn't help the hatred festering beneath his pelt for apparently mostly everyone in Clan. He takes the hatred out on the other, arguing with Whitestripe's daughter and revealing something He seems to take his hatred out on the other cats, arguing with Rhymestripe's daughter, revealing something embarrassing and playing pranks on Rhymestripe, chastising the other clan mates with no one knowing the reason why, and feeling that a new rule should be added to the warrior code. Larkmaxel and Twinepool did try their best to kindle their relationship at the end of the year, walking on moonlit stroll and Twinepool being wowed by how bravely their mates fought the other day. Moving on to the medicine cats, they have been gotten quite busy with all the scars and fight and everything happening in Clan. Both with Kit and the recent fighting within the clan has made Blossom Rumble more stressed than ever. Thankfully, she has 2 extra pair of paws to help her out now. She has been stumbling around and not being able to gather her thoughts, using extra herbs just to have an excuse to go gather more and feel useful, and just do something else than just staying in camp. She has been helping Wormstar when Lord Muscle has been out on patrol, and seemingly got an omen, but is not quite sure how true it is with her scatterbrain. She is still having a small crush on Twinepool and Rhymestripe, but it hasn't gone any more up. Moving on, we got Egg, my beloved. Following the trend of accepting cats at the first moon of each year, Egg offers her healing skill for shelter, being able to survive on her own and needing some extra support. And of course, it being the ever-loving Amber Freckle and the previous loner turned clanmate Gentle, it was an immediately yes. She had been living by herself and offering help to passerby, which is where she got her healing skills, and is sometimes wondering if the cats she helped in the past are good and safe. After arriving in camp and seeing how stressed the medicine cat was, she is quite happy she could take some of the load off and help her hopefully relax a bit. She has been quite sassy and been quite surprised by how smart the Dan Crystal Kit was. Egg has been hoping for a sign from StarClan, later being startled awake in the middle of the night by a vivid dream, not being able to sleep again. But she has no idea if it was an omen or something from StarClan and have not been able to figure out what it was saying. She later asked Blossom Rumble if she ever considered taking on an apprentice. Blossom Rumble hummed before telling Egg if she has been waiting for the right cat to show interest. The 2 of them discussing potential cats since there are recent addition to the nursery at the time. However, they didn't have that much time to dwindle on the thoughts before. Rosie asked for shelter in exchange for his healing skills, just like Egg did at the start of the year, except he arrived at one of the later moons. Seeing that the cats a part of the patrol finding him was Amber Freckle, the big kind-hearted floofy boy, Gentle, the ex-loner no-clan cat, and Rhymestripe, the rebel. Of course they wouldn't say no to him. And especially after I said yes and saw he had 3 kids with him, made it especially clear that Amber Freckle and Rhymestripe would not let a loner survive by himself caring for 3 kids. He's playful and quite young, happy he found a place where he wouldn't be scared of what would be lurking in the dark or not being able to watch over his kids. This is not much of a fighter. Egg being really quick to welcome him and the kids kind of taking up the head role in the medicine cat, as Egg seems to have quickly taken up the role of the head medicine cat, even though Blossom Rumble is older and has been here the longest. Moving on to the warriors. Amber Freckle continued the trend of letting strangers into the clan, too loving and kind-hearted to say no to them. He has been crushing on Rhymestripe, having leaned on each other in the nursery while the kids were in there. As their kids are close in age, only 1 moon apart, making him admire her from afar. He has been spending more time with all the kids and wanted to set a good example for them. He even took an early evening patrol out of camp to watch moonrise with Rhymestripe, and it all was looking quite good, but it didn't last long. Since when Rhymestripe challenged Wormstar the second time, Wormstar commanded Amberfreckle to help her punish Rhymestripe. He was heartbroken that he had to fight Rhymestripe, but he quickly stepped in to help support his leader. The two of them giving each other matching scars in the fight. He still likes her and hopes they can spend more time together and hopefully mend this with the time. He has been taking it quite easy after, pairing with his friend Droplet Growl and Lark Muzzle. However, he has been thinking about StarClan a lot lately. Brookhall has not had a good year. He started the year great, giving Dwarfstar a charming smile. But the great must fall. Brookhall's tail were badly injured by falling rocks, and he laid in a medicine cat den, festering on his hatred for himself for moons. Wormstar never visited, or even saw his way. Amberfreckle and Rufflet Growl being the only one visiting him that wasn't the medicine cat. He was quite angry since he took over Twanypool's apprentice, since he was in the nursery, only to get ill himself. So he did something stupid when his tail finally healed. He challenged Wormstar, only to see Wormstar turn to Rhymestripe to punish him, leaning on the one that seemed to challenge her yearly to punish him. The cat he thinks is acting stuck up and rude most of the time. In his anger, he scratched Wormstar's face pretty bad. Surprisingly, the fight seems to kind of have worked. Wormstar took some time to spend with Brookhall. However, he has got equal a strong feeling for another cat. Seeing that thing hasn't worked with Wormstar, he turned to him. The cat he could make laugh again and again, only to have Amberfreckle turn him down, just as Wormstar and seemingly everyone else did. So Brookhall ends this year heartbroken and embarrassed. The death of one of her kids at the start of the year was quite a dark start for Rhymestripe, and Twanypool pranks while selling morning was not welcome. She still did an amazing job as a mom, playfighting as a rival warrior with her kids and rolling over in surrender with a bunch of giggle from the two remaining. Giving advice and helping her kids as much as she could in their apprentice days. She was feeling down after challenging Wormstar and Amberfreckle attacked her. He had been so nice and his presence was so welcome in the nursery as they had gotten quite close. All of this did not stop her from going back to being a local troublemaker, pulling pranks on the other warrior and blaming it on the apprentices, causing a lot of trouble around the camp and just being the cutting being she is. She was quite surprised when Wormstar called on her to help her punish Brookhall, being quite shocked and a bit weirded out to be on Wormstar's side in this, but still jumped in to defend her leader, even if she and Wormstar relationship is quite complicated. She has actually trained 2 apprentices this year, having quite a wholesome first patrol with the latest one of them, but you have to wait until the apprentices come up for me to tell you about it. Moving on to Gentle, she has had a great year. She's been on 2 great hunting trips, finding a deer carcass that Two-Leg was dragging their dog away from, and later driving off a fox from the prey with Rapid Growl and their apprentice. And yeah, she got an apprentice, and she couldn't be prouder. Finally feeling like she's falling into the clan life. Like previously mentioned, she was on the patrol that met both of the 2 medicine cats. She did however talk about her own apprentice day to the apprentices, reminiscing of her old clan she was born in before becoming a loner. She is the only one in clan that seems to see Brookhall, admiring him after seeing how bravely he fought when challenging Wormstar. Droplet Growl was on both of the 2 hunting patrols I mentioned with Gentle. She also helped a lost Merclan apprentice that has gotten lost over in Stormclan territory. She and one of the younger warriors found a pack of dogs on the territory. They trailed them to make sure the dog didn't get across camp, but the dogs do still linger. She is not fond of Twanypool's and Lark Muzzle's kids, trying to confront them about their attitude only to have them act out even more. She's been trying to raise them since it seems like Twanypool isn't doing a great job at it. She's goal on becoming a deputy one day, and it seems quite likely since she has an apprentice at the moment. Living up to her lonesome nature, she has been talking moonlight strolls at night alone, wanting to feel closer to the cats in the star pelt. Even though Crystal Bright is the oldest, he was the last of his fellow apprentices to get a name, getting his warrior name at Moon 15. He did surprise his sister with something nice after their little mate died, and has been shown being quite bright in his apprentice day, which is apparently where he's got his name from. His original mentor was Twanipol, surprising Twanipol from getting moss for fresh bedding after his apprentice ceremony. But since Twanipol got pregnant, Brookall took over his apprenticeship. Then immediately got hurt, and then hurt again the moon he got better. He did agree to his mentor's order, despite his own doubt when he was apprentice under Twanipol, so I'm actually quite happy he got the change. He spent his apprenticeship being trained by mostly the clan, since Brookall was injured, and he hoped someday to make the clan proud, and was feeling quite proud of himself of all his accomplishments. But some of it seemed to have stopped after he got buried in a rock slide, Amber Freckle purring and being able to keep him calm while all the other focused on digging him out. He got a tiny bit more pessimistic and not that hopeful about his warrior name coming soon after that. Watching his sister and friend got their warrior name before him was a bit demotivating. He managed to do quite a difficult task without feeling nervous, hoping it would grant him his warrior name, but it didn't. He had a hard time keeping up with his training in the end, but Brookall kept his mood up, finally out of the medicine cat then. Surprising many and even himself, he actually has an apprentice. And that said apprentice has been stressing him out with all of his antics. Mudback has become quite a grumpy boy. He has one dislike on 5 different cats, with one of them being his dad, and the other being his former mentor, Lark Muzzle. He started the year being a cute little kit, planning on sneaking out of camp with his dad and hiding from the other cats. In his early apprentice day, he wouldn't stop asking why, and used to prank his mentor and medicine cat. He doesn't like Twanipol and Lark Muzzle kits, and think they aren't considerate of others. Following a traumatic apprentice patrol, like I mentioned earlier, he got stuck in the blizzard. And he seemed to often overextend himself and has been taking a few days in the medicine cats then, after feeling sore. And as I mentioned, he got his war name earlier than Crasterbright, even though he is 1 moon younger than Crasterbright and his sibling. Larkmuzzle influenced him to be more likely to use teeth and claws over words, which mixed bad with bending the rules. Seeing the way One Star rules and hearing the chatter among the clan, he spoke out against her, getting hurt in the process. At this moment, he's technically laying in the medicine cat then as a heal from the bite wound he got. Roarpaw and Longpaw is Twanipol's 2 little princes and the brats of the clan. Roarpaw was an attention-seeking kid, always screaming if cat didn't pay him any mind, playing and causing ruckus in the clans daily. The dad was the deputy. Of course he and his brother was a big deal, and he made sure everyone else knew it. He did wake up his dad multiple times asking about snails though. He doesn't want anyone to know he's a scaredy cat, and that he's scared of ghosts and the dark. He's a tough boy. He can't be scared about ghosts in a dark forest and what lurks among the darkness at night. He has managed to sneak out of camp while still being a kid, not even his family noticing. He's apprenticed under his dad Twanipol, and being kind of a spitting image of him, he has even scolded Rhymestripe. His daddy was quite proud. Longpaw started out as a know-it-all kid, and he has always had a bad attitude, nipping and biting other cats when they didn't want to play with him, swearing that he's never ever wrong about anything. He's always been excited for his apprentice ceremony, and is not as sneaky as his brother, not being able to sneak out of camp with him and both being caught in the process. He was scared that Crasterbright would be a bad and boring mentor, seeing that the nervous cat got his war name quite late. But finding a fox on his first patrol was quite exciting, and he gave Crasterbright quite a heart attack after his sprint toward the fox. Lightpaw, Quailpaw, and Dacepaw is the 3 kids of Rosie. They're quite new, only been in clan for 2 moons. The 2 of them entered as kids right before becoming apprentices. Lightpaw couldn't sit still, being excited of being part of a big family-like group as the clan, being around cats more her age and learning from the older ones in the clan. She was a bit too much for Droplet Growl to handle, but she swears she will be the best apprentice the clan has ever seen. Wanting to make the clan proud, she did catch a rabbit over the border of more clan, not fully understanding the clan borders, and no one saw her, so she should be fine. Getting quite proud after she managed to catch it. I did make a wheel I have been spinning when new cats join the clan and when new kids are born, to see what some of the things the cats can get, like her dad's and siblings' curly coat. And light purple to be mute, mostly communicating with the other through body language and tail flicks. Quailpaw gets apprentice under Wormstar, and it's a bit intimidating being the apprentice of the leader. He did get pretty spooked by a caw. Thankfully, his frightful expression seems to entertain the bird, making it leave, making Quailpaw quite confused as Wormstar just continue on the tour of the territory. Daisypaw is excited, but at the same time quite nervous for her new life. Their claws itching to do something as they get Rhymestrap as a mentor. And like Wormstar, why give the troublesome cat a troublesome apprentice? Rhymestrap did pick up on her nervousness, deciding to just sunbathe on the first patrol. Daisypaw was pretty stiff at the start, not knowing how to act in front of a clan cat, not to mention a warrior. But that's what Rhymestrap wanted to work on. There are many different cats in Stormclan. It's important to work on being comfortable with everyone, just as important as working on respecting and working with them. They're all Stormclan after all, she tells her. Levenpet is the cat that decided to take in the dead cat's Comfrey's kits. She was loudly complaining when Rhymestrap pulled her over to quickly groom her pelt under her apprentice ceremony, being quite nervous as she became Gentle's apprentice. She was caught multiple times sneaking out of camp without a warrior, which is quite funny as she became responsible as a warrior. It was her streak of sneaking out that made her become friends with Comfrey and her kit's mother, who were two kitty pets that, among with some other cats and loners, she usually snuck out to be with. She was embarrassed by Tronipol early in the year, and she has been leaning a lot on her mom, getting advice from Rhymestrap a lot through her apprenticeship. She, Gentle, and Droplet Growl did chase a dog away, making she run on adrenaline the rest of the day. She was really proud when she got her warrior name, honoring her steadfastness, and she made sure she's done all of her daily duties. She and Droplet Growl were the cats keeping track of the dog, and since she recently took in 2 kits and know a lot of loner in territory, it lays in the back of her head, hoping everyone she knows is safe in and out of the clan. The kits haven't really done much. Downikit is quite the loud of the two, having to be needed to be told to please be quiet, seemingly dragging her sister along with her loud adventures. And that is year 2 of Stormclan. I still am not sure how to end the video, so you guys just have to hang with me. So, bye-bye for now.